Hello everyone, it's Yvette. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming a very exciting video which I'm super excited about. And I know that I say this about every single video, but I'm seriously excited about this one because today I'll be starting on a new bullet journal, and I'm so excited for you guys to see my setup for this bullet journal, which I'm going to use for the next 6 months. So actually, when I first started bullet journaling, I kind of thought that I would actually be able to use my bullet journal for the entire year, but when it reached April, I realized that was not going to happen. I decided on finally getting notebook therapy, so I got this bullet journal. It's this really white box that is super pretty, and it has this gold details on the box as well. It's just such a good quality that I'll definitely be able to store my bullet journals in them after I finished using them. As you guys know, for the first 6 months, I was actually using the Tsuki Gentle Giant bullet journal, which I love so much. It's just this really cute bullet journal that has a little wheel on it. So this was actually my first bullet journal that I had, and it's so cute. I love it, and it served me really well for the first 6 months. So when the time came for me to get the second bullet journal, and it was their Ocean Collection bullet journal again, I definitely had to get it. So I decided to get the dolphin one. I think it's super cute, but the only downside is the texture of the bullet journal is kind of weird for me. Like, I don't really like it. It has this really rubbery texture, and I don't know how to feel about it, but you know, all in all, it's a good bullet journal. It has this really cute dolphin detail right on the front cover page, and basically it's the same as my first bullet journal for the first 6 months of the year, but the only difference is the color and the color of the ribbons as well. They are a really nice green color, and also in the back pocket it came with a little pin as well. And coincidentally, this bullet journal also matches my Bible, and also it matches my nails, if you guys can tell. And I think that I have probably a soft spot for this green color that you see right here. It's just all in all a really beautiful shade of green, so I love it, and I'm so excited to start using this bullet journal. Enough of me talking, let's get on to what you guys came here for, and let's get on with the video. Okay, hello guys, voiceover Yvette here, and to start off the setting up of my bullet journal, I'm just writing my name on the cover page as usual. And you can see later that I actually thought that it was a little bit too plain, so I decided to add a few more doodles to the front of the page, but I did not film that process, so you can go and check that out at the final flip through stage. So for this page is something that I've actually been meaning to do since setting up my first bullet journal in January 2021, but I actually forgot to do it. So I'm finally getting around to do this. I've had this idea in my head for a while now, and I really wanted to do it, and I decided to do this with a black Posca paint pen, and I think it worked out so well because the black Posca paint pen works wonders. It's super opaque and gives very clean strokes, which I love. After that is done, I decided to use different Tombow dual brush markers to draw these geometric shapes that you see here all over the page. And I'm just doing varying shades for this. I'm honestly not thinking much. I just alternate between the different colors and draw different shapes as well. And you can see that I'll be using this same design for the rest of my spreads. And the reason why I decided to choose this design is because I'll be setting up quite a few spreads for my bullet journal, and at the same time I'll be referring to the spreads a lot during the rest of the 6 months. So definitely I want it to be something that's slightly more simple and something that doesn't have that strong a theme, if that makes sense, because I want something quite general so that I'll be able to refer to them throughout all my 6 months and I guess not get sick of it. I am doing my key, and actually I didn't really refer to it when I was using my bullet journal for the first 6 months, but I decided to still keep it anyway in case I wanted to add a few more symbols for the key, and also I just think it's there for completeness sake. Next up is my grid spacing, and I referred to my old bullet journal in setting this up, and definitely I use my grid spacing very heavily whenever I set up my bullet journal spreads, and it's just something very simple for me to flip back to and refer to whenever I want to decide how to lay out my different spreads. So I think that this spread is super essential and definitely have to include it into my bullet journal spread. I'm trying to use the same font that I did for June as well. I really like the font that I did for June, and I kind of want to bring that over into the new bullet journal as well. And once again, of course, I'm just using my different Tombow dual brush markers to just shade them all around. And I really decided to try to keep to the more earthy brown tones, and I think it works out really well. These colors work well together, and it just makes it really easy to be able to pair all the different colors together and still not have them, I guess, conflict with one another. I'm using my gold brush marker to just add a few dots here and there in a way to just add finishing touches to my bullet journal. I've been super obsessed with this gold brush marker ever since I started using it in June, and I've definitely been trying to find ways to incorporate it into my different spreads. And I guess I'm bringing it into my new bullet journal as well. So now moving on to the future log. Once again, I'm not really sure what kind of theme I'm doing exactly, but I just wanted to give the impression of different pieces of paper being pasted into the bullet journal, if that makes sense, kind of like a notice board of sorts. For the future log, I decided to do a paper that was kind of being spread out and slightly torn. Once again, I'm drawing my numbers in, and this time around I really made sure that I had my dates correct. When I was setting up my bullet journal in January 2021, I actually got the dates all mixed up for July to December, and I had to rewrite them. It was not fun, so once bitten, twice shy, I made sure to be extra careful this time around. After that is done, I used my gold brush marker, surprise surprise, to just letter in the words future log. I loved the entire process of setting these spreads up. After a while, it was really just a very calming experience of setting up my bullet journal, because I really didn't have to think much as compared to, for example, if I was doing something that was a bit more heavy on the artistic side, and if I had to make sure that I was drawing things correctly or just illustrating well enough. But really, for all of these spreads, I really didn't have to think that much about making things look pretty, and I was just more focused on thinking on the go, I guess. And I really liked the entire process. So for setting up my bullet journal for the next 6 months, I decided to switch things up a bit. If you guys saw my 2021 bullet journal setup, then you know that I actually did not have this spread for the first half of the year, but I decided to incorporate it into the second half of the year. And I think this is because I'm always on the lookout for shows to watch, and I always am not able to think of anything, and I always just end up watching the same kind of shows again. And I just wanted to incorporate this spread so that I can write down the shows that I want to watch, so that when the time comes for me to look for shows to watch, I'll actually be able to watch new shows rather than just rewatch the old ones. And if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations for shows or movies, please do let me know. I've been watching the same things over and over again, and while I love it, I kind of want to watch something new as well. And on the right hand side, I am doing a new spread as well, and this is what I call my wish list. My wish list is actually split into two sections. So the first section is for me to write down the things that I want, and the second section is for me to write down the things that I've been subscribed to. So recently I've actually been subscribing to quite a few things, so I kind of wanted to have a place for me to be able to refer to, just to keep track of all my subscriptions, so that I'll be aware if I need to cancel something or if I have too many subscriptions going on at one time. For my first section, which is basically writing down the things that I want, I split it up into 3 columns, which is the number, the name, and the date. And the date is basically the date in which I started to want this thing, just to see if it's something that I really want or something I want to get on a whim. And I hope that it will make me more conscious of my spending. And for the second section, I decided to split it up into 4 sections. And once again, it is the number, the name, as well as the date and the cost. For the date, it will be the date in which I first started getting the subscription, as well as the date when the subscription actually renews, so that if I want to cancel my subscription, I'll be able to do it before it renews. And then on the right hand side would just be the cost, just for me to be aware of how much I'm actually spending on these subscriptions. I've been super excited and obsessed with getting subscription boxes because of how it just feels like you're receiving a present in the mail. And now moving on to my next spread, which is my mood board. I just wanted to have a place for me to look at, just to have an overarching mood board / vision board theme for the rest of the months. So if you guys have been watching my Plan With Me videos, then you would know that I've been into making mood boards, and I really just enjoy the entire process, and I really love flipping past my mood board whenever I'm flipping in between spreads. And mood boards really never fail to bring a smile to my face. It's just a place where it allows me to pause for a moment, and I know it probably sounds weird, but I really do like having mood boards, as it's something that's really visually appealing for me to look at. And so I decided to make a mood board that kind of encompasses the rest of the 6 months. What I did first was to just lay out everything, just for me to get a rough idea of where I want things to go. As you can see later, that I kind of forgot the positioning anyway and ended up switching things around. So I moved them all out of the way and just drew different geometric shapes. And honestly, some of them probably got hidden by my stickers, but you know what, it's fine. I think it still looks okay. So I'm just using my Tombow dual adhesive tape, I think that's what it's called, to stick down certain things, and yeah, it worked really well. I'm just scattering random quotes around the page as well. I'm just lettering this quote just to get a little bit of contrast from all of the stickers that I currently have, and it just says, "Trust the magic of new beginnings." And I decided to add a shadow using my Sakura Pigment Micron pen, and then using my white gel pen to just create the highlights. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys liked this video, and I hope that you guys liked the setup, and I hope that they inspired you in some way or other, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!